With the Cleveland Cavaliers having a super strong regular season and kind of just crumbling apart during the playoffs, granted they had some injuries, but it just kind of just didn't work out at all, especially because those last couple games they were fully healthy and they still could not put together a win. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers and Darius Garland's future, so make sure you guys stay tuned. And before we get into everything, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe like I always say. It helps me out so much. And yeah, let's get into this Garland news. So there's lots of pieces of evidence here, but the first one is a tweet from NBA Central saying, Darius Garland and Jarrett Allen are not considered untouchable in Cleveland. And the quote kind of goes, I think the two untouchables are Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. I've been getting the sense that the Cavs would be more willing to entertain and at least consider possibilities for Jarrett Allen and Darius Garland than they have in the past. So, that kind of just shows how they're open to change and they're willing to move on from anyone not named Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. So, this kind of puts their once franchise cornerstone star Darius Garland in the hot seat as he might be on the move soon. Another interesting thing I found was another tweet from NBA Central saying, I think there was some belief that Darius Garland might be available under the right circumstances. I think the Cavs are listening and open-minded, and this is per Brian Windhorst, who is one of the most trustworthy sources in the NBA in general and NBA media in general. And if he's saying this, then there has to be something brewing there because I feel like right now is the perfect time for Darius Garland to get moved. I mean, he's kind of been in trade talks the last few years. This year he had an all-star type of year. His value's at an all-time high. Obviously the team didn't perform, so they need to make some changes, and they could probably get a lot back for a guy like Darius Garland. And it's kind of just crazy how an NBA career can change in just like a few seasons, because I remember, back in the Colin Sexton, Darius Garland days when Colin Sexton got injured for the season and it was kind of just Darius Garland show. Him and Jarrett Allen were both all-stars that year. It was kind of just crazy blur. Like in that time, I thought Darius Garland's going to be this team's #1 option, this team's superstar for years to come. And now he's kind of fallen to like their third most valuable player, which is still good. Don't get me wrong. He's still an all-star level player. But like in that time, I basically was thinking he might be a superstar. So, it's kind of crazy how things change. Maybe if Darius Garland goes to a new team, he could unlock that full potential. But as of right now, the Cavs, it's kind of working, but at the same time, it's not working as they just can't get past that second round and they can't get it done in the playoffs. Maybe they keep the core together next year and they make a run. But I feel like if there was a time to trade Darius Garland, it would be right now because his potential is at all-time high. I mean, he's an all-star, right? That's basically the best he can do as a third option. So, I don't know, man. It also doesn't help that he's going to be injured for, a while, as I've got a tweet from Sham saying, Cleveland Cavaliers star Darius Garland underwent surgery to repair his great toe injury, I think is what it is, and he will be basically missing 4 to 5 months. This is a long time, to be honest. He's going to be missing at least a month of the regular season next year, maybe even more, depending on how bad that toe is bothering him. And in this tweet, Shams basically clarified how Garland's going to probably miss, the beginning of the 2025-2026 season, and it said he first diagnosed with the injury March 23rd in Utah, and basically played through this injury the rest of the regular season. So, if he was having any drop in numbers towards the end of the year, that was probably why. But yeah, man, that could also be a reason to trade him because he might not be the same. Maybe this injury is going to affect him. The Cavs might want to trade him because of that. Who really knows? And thinking about teams that Darius Garland might go to if he were to get traded, we actually have the Kings' official tweet from NBA Central saying, Sacramento is motivated to find long-term solution at point guard position and has shown interest in Darius Garland and Trae Young. So that could be very interesting as well. They probably would throw in maybe a Herter and a Keon Ellis and maybe a first-round pick or two. I don't really know exactly what that trade package would look like, but maybe the Cavs would just get depth here, more defense, and then the Kings get their point guard of the future. I just don't really know how he's going to fit next to Levine and DeRozan because both of those guys aren't great defenders, and Darius Garland is definitely not a good defender as well. And Sabonis isn't necessarily the best shot-blocking, rim-protecting defender either. So, and Keegan Murray as well. They're all not really great defenders, and that's kind of the Kings' problem. So, I don't really know exactly how he would fit in that system, but I could definitely see the Kings trading for Darius Garland because that's a Kings thing to do. Another team that I kind of just thought on the top of my head that might be a sleeper is the Houston Rockets. Obviously, they have Fred VanVleet expiring this year, so maybe they could look for a younger option at that point guard position, and Darius Garland, who has some playoff, experience. Obviously not the best, but he has some playoff experience. So I can see him fit really well in Houston because, they're all big two-way guys, and he would be a perfect shot creator who can score at will. Obviously they didn't really have that go-to guy against the Warriors this year. They had Jalen Green at times, they had Fred VanVleet at times, they had Sengun at times, and they never really had that go-to scorer, and Darius Garland could basically do that for them. He could fit nicely next to like Amen Thompson, Jalen Jalen Green as well. He could be a good guy next to Jalen Green. I think that could be a good option for Darius Garland in Houston. They'd probably throw in like maybe a Cam Whitmore, Reed Shepherd, maybe a first. That could get it done, I think. And I don't know if the Cleveland Cavaliers will accept, young talent because they're trying to compete. But, just brainstorming off the top of my head, the Houston Rockets aren't a bad team for him. Something that could be cool as well as a team that's lower in the standings trade for Darius Garland, maybe a Brooklyn Nets. Maybe they can center a trade package around Cam Johnson, maybe a first-round pick or two. Cam Johnson, those picks for Darius Garland, that could work. And maybe Darius Garland has a 2019 D'Angelo Russell type of season. He goes off, maximizes his potential, and basically just proves he's a dog, and then maybe the Brooklyn Nets trade him from there. That could also happen, and I think that could be cool because we can just see Darius Garland as a prime #1 option. I would like to see that just for my eyes to watch because I know Darius Garland has a deep bag, and I want to see him, control the whole offense and basically take 20 shots a game. I think that could be cool as well. But yeah, y'all, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this Darius Garland situation. Could it be the end for him in Cleveland? I don't know, man. If you ask me, it might. I feel like it's the perfect time for the Cavs to trade him. And if he doesn't get traded, I think the Cavs are just sold on him long term, and they just might want to keep him for the time being. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe, like I always say. And yeah, we out.